hello, and welcome to the Rag Company Podcast. Hey, this is main show 69. Nice. And moving on, we've got the guys and the gal. This is, as you know, a main show, so we kind of talk about our weekends and that sort of thing, and just get up to speed on what's going on in our lives.
Well, it was a big weekend, too.
I will say, I'll go around the horn here. I've got Levi Gates.
Hey.
I'm Dane Hennen. That's Anthony Fisher. And that's Morgan McMurray. And, we got some weekends to talk about.
Yeah, so. It was of course, everybody knows it was Thanksgiving.
Right. Can't miss that.
We all had a good time with our families, I hope.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Dane's we kind of had an okay time with his family.
It was a good time.
The rest of us had a good time.
You measure it out. So
no, and our sale was going on.
Yes, that's
probably the largest record-breaking sale of all time
for us.
Yeah,
I will say
for the Rag Company. Yeah. I think that's implied.
We are a small business, but it's still a big deal for us. So.
Yeah, we take credit for all.
We get paid this year.
Yeah.
No more volunteer.
We made enough money to get paid.
All right.
Yeah.
Dane's like, I can make that mortgage payment. They were going to take the house and the Christmas tree.
It was like right
just in time to get ready to light it.
That Christmas tree isn't going to take itself down.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, guys, I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Hopefully you found some cool stuff. If you're into the Black Friday thing, we contributed in our own way. And it's Cyber Monday today as we're recording this.
Yeah,
so
thank God it's finally the last day of our sale.
It's been a kind of a nightmare for the guys downstairs. They're not used to that volume of orders
I literally,
coming in.
I called you guys on Friday, and Anthony's like, it's crazy downstairs.
Fun fact, I was here with the guys last night, my parents and John, and I was working on a video, but they were packing orders so that these guys wouldn't be overwhelmed in the morning.
No, they...
and it's so funny because
anything.
They got about 80 orders done and 106 came in, so they were still behind.
Yeah.
So, there were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of orders.
There was insane. I was talking to your dad a minute ago, and he couldn't believe it.
Fun thing was a lot of people had drawing requests, too.
All of us have been doing drawings.
For all those orders that came in, there was the extra difficulty level added of making sure we covered all the drawings, because you know what, with the drawings, it's important. We got to keep doing that. We want to make it fun for everybody, but man, when you're slammed, that's just another thing to add.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. So anyway, let's you guys want to go around? What do we want to do first? Who wants to talk about their weekend?
Well, I heard you made some acquisitions over the weekend.
Yeah, we headed down to Utah to visit my sister-in-law and brother-in-law and Carly's whole family. So it was a good little Thanksgiving party.
Looked like you had fun there.
It was good. My brother-in-law's store, Utah Air Guns, finally had their grand opening, so that was really cool. They flew in the president of FX Air Guns out of Sweden.
It's kind of a big deal.
So it was a very big deal. Huge location. They've got tons of they've got 2 shooting ranges, so one for pellets upstairs, and then downstairs in the basement they've got live firearms.
Wow.
That you can shoot, and then they don't rent them, you bring your own, but you check in, and then
it's a good business model.
It's great, but he sells online, so UtahAirguns.com, but there's only like 2 companies in the entire United States that are currently selling these high-powered air rifles, and he does one, and another company in Arizona does it, and so kind of a weird, it's kind of a niche.
Well, I mean, we're a Michael Fibertel company who makes
not quite
media,
a BB gun, but as deadly as a 22. So pretty wild, setup. So got to do that. That was fun. I don't think I will be buying an air gun anytime soon because they are expensive. I learned that while I was there.
They sounded more expensive than actual guns.
Yeah,
in some cases.
Would you say that the most common form is a pump or a
no?
non-pump?
It's CO2. It's already either compressed air.
Yeah.
Or it's CO2. And so if you have compressor at home, you just fill up your air tank, fill up the gun with compressed air, and then you just shoot.
So you have an air tank hanging off the gun, correct?
Yeah, it's mounted onto the front.
Hidden inside the stock.
The smaller pistols and stuff have a little air tank or a CO2 cartridge in them, and then the bigger air rifles have an actual air cylinder attached.
So
and they just have a jack.
It'd be kind of like going to the fair and having one of those hoses hooked up to the bottom of an air gun.
Yeah.
Right? And then you can just shoot all day long, right?
Yeah.
If you wanted to.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could run a compressor and
quick disconnects, right?
Yeah, quick disconnects.
Then you're real dangerous.
Complete air gun solution package. You can find it on masterofshine.com.
You never know. Who knows? We might make that happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's been doing great with it. Him and my wife's cousin are partners in it, and they're doing awesome. So it was fun. So we got to do that. Crazy fun fact: they were holding a raffle. So those of you that have ever done any of these live raffles and things, so I was buying a hat, standing in line buying a hat. The guy in front of me dropped $1,000 on raffle tickets.
Holy crap.
On his credit card.
Oh, boy.
Here's the kicker. He didn't win anything.
Oh.
Wow.
How many people were in the raffle for him to buy $1,000 worth of raffle tickets and not win?
Probably about 150 people for about 7 or 8 items.
Wow, that guy has terrible luck.
Yeah.
And one guy won 3 items.
Oh, he must have been so upset.
And if you guys want to watch it, you go to Utah Air Guns on Facebook, and it's the live raffle drawing as they're doing the raffle, and they've got 7-year-old or 8-year-old kids pulling the out of the bowl, they shake them up, they do the stuff, and then they hand it to the kid, and the kid pulls a ticket out.
I want to imagine that
and
guy's
you had to
face.
be present to win.
There was a subreddit for when people do that. It's watch people die inside, where you just kind of watch their face as they slowly realize that this isn't going to work out well.
So it's pretty crazy, but you can just watch the raffle. I'm not going to name the guy, so you don't have to call him out or anything. But
it's hard.
But it was pretty impressive to watch. That one, the guy dropped that. Like, I thought he was buying stuff, and the girl's like, "All right, your total's gonna be $982."
And you're going, "Wow, what did you get?"
Yeah, and I'm like, "Oh, I wonder what he got." And she's like, "But since you bought that many, I'll just give you another. Like, I'll make it an even 1,000." And he's like, "Thanks." And then they cut out 1,000 tickets and handed it to him, and I was like, "Wait, hold on a second," like, because he had I thought he bought like a gun, like, or like a couple scopes and some ammo or something,
or a bunch of ammo or something. Yeah.
Nope. Just $1,000 on his credit card for raffle tickets. Now,
if he's the kind of guy who drops $1,000 on something like that, though, maybe he doesn't mind as much. Maybe it's pocket change for him.
It might. It might be.
There are some guys like that out there.
But then next to me, so I'm like right after that, I walk up and I buy my $15 hat and I buy like $10 in raffle tickets, and then
don't tell me you won something.
I didn't win anything. But then the 5 dudes next to me all threw out their cards and said, "Yeah, $100 each." And I'm like, so in like less than 15 minutes, they just bought $1,500 in raffle tickets.
Yeah, these guys are doing all right.
So, my cousin was like, "Yeah, we didn't really make enough to cover what we gave away," because they gave away a $4,000 gun.
Oh.
So, and the guy that won it was their lawyer.
Oh.
Their business, and they were like, "Oh man, like that was not who we wanted to win."
Well, that seems.
Yeah. So anyway,
that looks bad.
Yeah, but other than that, it was good. So we had fun. My wife's currently in California, so I'm on dad duty. Oh. So my phone is on in the podcast studio, which is a no-no. But I just got to make sure if he does drop his blood sugar stuff, his
got to look out for
calls
kiddo.
me. So I apologize, guys, if you hear that. But I did make an acquisition. I purchased your family.
Oh. Wait, well, you bought my family. What?
I purchased the Hennen family.
I think that's illegal.
This weekend, right before I left.
Where are you going to store them?
Well, we've got some shipping containers coming. Your dad's been working very hard to clear that back storage lot out.
They're going to put me in cold storage, aren't they?
So, you live here anyway, Dan. You can stay in your office. I'm okay with that.
As long as you continue to work.
He's a kind of benevolent guy.
No, so I acquired the 2001 Chevrolet Suburban.
Oh, the big
that
boy.
the Hennen family owns.
That thing's no joke. That's a 3/4 ton.
It's Dane. It's a unicorn Suburban.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've had it in the family for a long time.
So for those of you that are wondering, there are 3 things that make this a unicorn Suburban.
It's special.
1, it's a 3/4 ton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
2, Dane, what does it have under the hood?
The biggest engine the Chevy ever put in a Suburban.
496 cubic inch, 8.1 liter V8.
It's a big boy.
And then the final thing, I don't know if you know this or not. This is something unique to people who know Suburbans quite well.
Go for it.
Rear cargo doors.
That is important.
90% of them were the full hatch. So to have the split cargo doors.
It's a Dutch door.
So one thing, not Dutch doors.
Oh, not Dutch, because that's Yeah.
Dutch has the
That's
the
split
Astro.
at the bottom, and
Yeah.
then it's the,
So hot Suburban talk here on the Rag Company
So
podcast.
is this the new Gates
camping rig?
camping rig?
So
Are you going to be keeping
he's told
the
me
other
he's got
Gates rigs,
plans.
or is
Yeah,
this-
I'm keeping everything.
Okay.
So got the Suburban, and I'm going to. It's still sitting over here.
Enjoy your 11 miles per gallon
I
on a
will.
good day.
Oh my gosh, I'm so
8
excited
on a
for
bad
that.
day.
Yeah, I called my dad and
Maybe
was like,
6.
"So I got a Suburban, and it's got the same motor that's in your motorhome."
Oh.
And he's like, he goes, "Oh, that's going to be fun to drive." I said, he goes, "What's the mileage?" I was like, 11. He's like, "My motorhome gets 11." I was like, "That's the beauty of the 8.1. It doesn't go that much lower."
It's
On the
such
highway.
a big understressed engine that it effectively works almost like a diesel in terms of the output. And
Yeah.
Fun fact, Corey, Dane's brother, used to have his diapers changed in the back of that Suburban.
It's not that old.
Not
Oh.
that old.
We've
Damn.
had a lot of Suburbans in the family, so
It is a 2001.
we've had an
had
89,
it
a
for 17
95,
years.
and then that 01.
Yeah, and your dad
So.
is looking to purchase a new one.
Yeah.
You guys
So-
had that for
I'm talking
17
him into a
years?
Yukon XL
He
instead.
is looking at a Yukon XL.
I prefer the headlights on the Yukon XL over the Suburban, of the new ones.
So anyway, so we're excited.
Yeah.
So I spent the entire Thanksgiving holiday daydreaming and
Yes.
figuring out my mod plan, my build sheet.
this is
You
what
should
it's
throw a.
On this.
You know what you need to do? You need to throw that same system that they had in that damn Jeep at SEMA, and just literally just blow up. The
No,
world.
I need the
Yeah.
rack space for camping.
We would
and
all
stuff.
die.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
You can turn it into a.
I'm sorry,
bug- a
Morgan, you're
bug-out
new here,
vehicle.
but
So
I
here's
mean,
what it
it'd be
is.
game over.
Here's what it is.
Put a bed back there.
I watched Fast 5 last night.
You remember
The
in
Rock,
Fast 5.
when he rolls up, he drives his armored vehicle,
Yeah.
and with him, he brings 2 3/4-ton Suburbans,
Oh wow.
all done up.
Oh, but weren't those black though?
No, they're gray.
Oh, they were gray, but with black wheels.
No, gray wheels.
What? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
you're
They had-
misremembering,
they
but
had
he showed me,
they
and I
are
looked and went, oh,
Suburbans.
wow.
They are. I did a little work on them. They're
They
they're
put the
Suburbans.
They
with,
put the Yukon front end on
with
them.
Yukon front ends on them.
Oh wow.
With the Sierra HD front ends. They have General Grabber tires, red letter tires. They have XD Addict wheels on it. It has the HD towing mirrors on it,
Oh,
and it
wow.
has pocket flares.
Yeah,
Wow.
so it's beefy.
I've already found the mirrors and the pocket flares online for
We need to-
cheap,
Are we gonna wrap
and
it?
it's got a pre-runner front bumper on it. Front like additional light bar, pre-runner style light bar.
Yeah, it's like the HD bumper with the bar coming out.
So I looked up that. That's the only like crazy expensive thing, and then the wheels are $450, $500. So
The flares are easy, though.
the flares are easy and cheap. So yeah, so we could wrap it, turn it Battleship Gray, and we'll have our own Fast 5 Suburban.
Pretty
We
boss.
could. We could.
That truck got a new lease on life. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
But anyway, so I sent all these pictures to my wife, and I was like, "Here's what I've been dreaming about," and she's like, "Done, do it, go for it." I'm like, "Cool."
good job.
Nice.
She says,
Oh,
"Looks
man.
awesome." So
Well, heck yeah.
Well,
yeah, so I'm excited. So that's what we got. So it's
congratulations.
going to be fun. So we're going to add that to the build sheet. I also created a private Levi J. Gates Instagram page.
I saw that.
For your build.
So no, just for
Not just for
myself. That's
friends-
family, friends, and-
family.
So I've gotten a lot of requests from people that wanted to be my friend. That profile is going to be only people that we physically met in person.
Mm-hmm.
So
And Levi will remember you because he has a great memory. And
I
he
do
will know
have-
if
And
he's-
I
stalking
will
him
know.
until you find him in a dark parking
Yeah.
garage and saying, I know who you are, doesn't count because he's
Yeah.
not going to add you as
Yeah.
a friend if you do
yeah.
that to him.
But everybody else can go to the Rag Company Levi, add me,
Yep.
follow me. That'll be public. We'll do a bunch of fun stuff on there.
It's your well-known account.
Yeah.
So.
But Levi J. Gates is just friends, family, that kind of thing. Mostly because my wife was talking about how I don't post enough kids and family
Well,
stuff
there's
on
the
there.
answer.
And I was like, I kind of don't want a lot of kids and family stuff on there because of that. Like,
Yeah, you're like,
it's more safety.
I don't know everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I did want to talk about real quick, though, the reason that kind of got me thinking about that, and I
Yeah.
apologize, I'm taking into this time, but
No, go for it.
what you guys need to understand is when we were at SEMA, someone took our photo of our badges off of my profile
Oh, yeah.
and made their own fake copies of our SEMA badges and sold them on Craigslist.
So crazy.
Put different people's names in, and basically, like, it kind of screwed us up, and we had to explain ourselves and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
going
we had
forward, we're not
nothing to
ever
do with
posting
that.
our stuff
No.
for SEMA on Instagram.
So that goes as a pro
and
tip
for
to
other companies that are listening to this, friends of ours, don't post your badges on Instagram or Facebook or anything. I know everybody does it, and I know all you guys do it, and it's also for the detailers that are listening to this. Do not post your badges on Facebook or Instagram for SEMA.
You never know who's watching.
So basically, the head of security boiled it down to us, and this was after SEMA, after we were home. He basically said, you guys got to remember, there was 180,000 people that attended SEMA. Everybody that goes into SEMA, they have their information. That's why they do this. That's why it's not open to the public. That's why it's not. It is the second largest convention in the entire United States. Second largest gathering of people over 4 days. Only thing higher than that is CES.
Yeah.
So, not putting this out there into the atmosphere, but all it takes is one person from another country wanting to do some damage, comes over, buys a badge off Craigslist, and does something at SEMA.
Yeah,
so
don't contribute
in
to
terms
that.
of safety,
Yeah.
we need to be careful and be a parent of that. And so that kind of got me thinking, if someone just pulled that off of my Instagram, I should probably be careful with my Instagram, not only with my kids and my wife and just my life. And I know Anthony's already doing that. He's been doing that for a while.
Mm-hmm.
What did I do?
You've got 2 separate accounts.
I don't know what you're talking about.
See,
I just have the one.
Yeah, so we just want to be careful with that kind of stuff, especially
Yeah.
as we continue to grow and get in there.
and it's
So-
one of those things.
And I don't
that,
have the followers that like Morgan and Anthony have.
I don't know what you're
But
talking about.
it says it right here at the
Yeah.
under your name.
I
It
got
says
it.
All Day Anthony
No
right
idea
there.
who that guy is. Completely different.
Nobody
My name's
knows what
Anthony
he looks
Fisher,
like.
Yeah.
And I only have 1,000 followers.
Yeah. So basically, that's all I'm saying. So that got me thinking. I need to do something. So
And like I was mentioning there, that's because we've finally gotten to a point where we are a lot more visible than we used to be,
Yeah.
and it could happen to anybody. So that's the thing is, even if you think, oh, I'm a small fry, it's not going to happen to me.
I'm going to take my shirt off, too. I
You
saw
did-
you taking yours off.
I know.
You
Well,
just don't
it's-
know.
We all know a guy that likes to take his shirt off when another guy takes his shirt
Oh
off.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Weird flex, but okay.
Okay. At any rate,
Dab.
nice.
No,
okay.
that's a true thing. We have a guy that does
Nice
that. Yeah.
dabbing.
So
Okay.
There's a guy I know that likes to take his shirt off when other dudes take their shirts off.
Yeah.
So
He's a nice guy. We love him. He's great.
anyway, so
Well, that
that
didn't
was
get
it.
weird.
So that's
Okay.
where I'm at. You guys can keep on rocking.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, you know what I do on weekends. I work here, so
So you had a great Thanksgiving in front
I
of your
had a
computer
great
here
Thanksgiving.
working. I saw the SEMA video got done. So
got that done.
appreciate
If you
you,
haven't watched it, please go and actually watch it. Give it a thumbs up or whatever. Not saying you have to, but it's nice. And leave a comment. I mean, let us know. Like if you saw us there, or if you saw somebody pop up in the video, let them know so that they can find in there. I tried to mark a lot of people, but
yeah.
I didn't want to spam the video with handles of everybody's Instagram. So
Yeah.
I tried to do that though, because people like that. It's a quick signifier that that person is that. Okay.
Yeah.
I think somebody made a comment saying they had to go back and go through all the tags of people.
Yeah, they had to
and
read
look-
them all.
And look them up or something.
Yeah.
Pause the video and be like, oh, follow that person.
Yeah,
I
but
that-
I figured
that
it's kind of
person's
useful, and I figured the people in the video
Yeah.
appreciate
The
a
only
little shout.
the only
so.
one I saw that we missed
Hmm.
on there was we didn't mark IK.
Oh, well, I tried. They
I
didn't
know,
have any
I know.
Instagram
And that's
presence,
fine.
so yeah.
And then the
I
other
wanted to.
person that was missed was PJ from Dodo Juice.
Oh shoot!
He was
I had
also
a
in
clip
there. So he
where
was standing right next
visible.
to John at Clean and Shiny.
The
UK.
clip I ended up using, he
At
was
the
like
Top
standing
Golf party.
behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
PJ Dodo Juice was there.
Yeah. So,
So
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
but that was it. Just
Yeah.
worked on the videos. Got
Worked
your
on that,
ate some
but
turkey.
I'm very happy to say yes. Ate some turkey. Had a good Thanksgiving.
Doesn't
very
have
nice.
to. He got all his Christmas decorations up, so
Yeah.
he's ready to go.
I'm very
Fun
fast.
fact,
It's one
it
of the
was
few
already
things
set
I'm
up.
quick at.
Yeah.
So
It's that time of the year again.
taken care of. Oh, wait, it's already there. Cool. All right,
Nice.
yeah. So, anyway, got that set up, got it arranged. I came in here, though, over the weekend just because, I had video stuff to do.
Yeah.
So I turned around. As soon as I had the SEMA video done, I'm like, that's great, but that took me a little while because there was a lot of tweaking on it. So then I immediately turned around and I had a half-finished video, the Ford GT photo shoot where we had the 2018 Ford GT.
Oh,
Very
yeah,
cool.
that was-
So I had that one where it's like almost a Wash Wednesday, but it's not quite a Wash Wednesday.
Pre-Wash Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 3/4 of a Wash Wednesday kind of thing. It just didn't have some of the extra stuff that goes into that. But it was nice. It was like a good wash video.
It's a Spruce Wednesday.
Wait, so you said you worked on that one?
I worked on that one, and now I've handed it off to Tim to take it to the finish line. But I did get the hood video completed. And the hood video, people are going, what's that? Well, that's where Morgan comes in. So basically, guys, you remember before we went to SEMA, we actually decided we were going to do something kind of cool. We want to involve Morgan in the videos, and the best way to do that, she's an enthusiast right now, right? I mean, you've used products on your car, and you know you've learned over the years of just using stuff, what you like, what you don't. But now is the time where we're going to give you like a formal training, and the cool thing is we're going to bring people along for the ride, so they can learn along with her. So you're going to kind of be the audience lives vicariously through you learning, so that's kind of a cool thing. But basically, it's going to be kind of a regular installment thing where we're teaching you just some like really specific skills, and it'll just be a whole bunch of fairly short videos. I think they'll be very focused.
Yeah.
So that way it allows you to learn it and focus it instead of trying to pile everything in on at once. You know, you get a chance to like, okay, today we're dealing with compound, or today we're dealing with decon, or, you know, something like that, where it's just a specific thing and that's what you're doing. But in order to do that, especially during the winter here, cars are, they're cold outside, and a good thing you can do alternatively is to get a test panel.
Yep.
And what do? We like going over the junkyard.
Because we love that junkyard.
Yeah. So when we talk about getting Morgan's first hood, well, that's exactly what we did. Morgan, the guys, we all went over to the junkyard, and we'll show you the whole process. Go over
Thanks
there,
to our
picking
friends
it
at
out.
Jalopy Jungle Pick Apart. You can come on down here onto State Street, Boise, Idaho, pay $1, pick apart.
I was going to say, they get rep pretty well in this. And they don't pay us a dime.
Yeah,
Maybe they
every time we walk in, they're always like,
guys
I don't know if you
again?
can bring that camera in here. We're like, really?
We're the reason why you're in business.
And then he calls his boss, and the boss is like, no, let him.
Yeah.
And it's just like, cool.
Yeah.
So
we
that's
should send
fun.
him like a little thing of treats for Christmas.
I got to send him like a
links
link
to our
them.
videos.
It'd be fun. But I didn't want to totally steamroll this whole thing. Morgan, what did you think going over there and just like figuring it out?
It was really fun.
Yeah. I mean, was there basically anything in particular you're looking for, or did you just kind of wing it?
No, I feel like we just kind of winged it because you never really know like what you're going to find when you go in there.
It's true.
So we were kind of just like going down all the aisles and
Yeah.
seeing all the funny
Well,
things that we found.
yeah, there were, and I mixed that into the video too, because there were some things where we just look and go, yeah, that's not happening. But we did notice some funny trends, like, you know, you're into your E46 M3, so naturally we were kind of paying attention to BMWs.
Yeah.
And what was the number one thing you noticed with every BMW you found?
Everyone takes the emblems.
Yeah, no, they just steal them off the cars. They're just like, no, I want that. And you go in and you're like, hey, here's a, 3 Series. Let's look inside. And, oh, yep, they took the badge off the steering wheel.
Yep.
It's just a total thing. But at any rate, that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But
I got a sway bar for the Elantra. And my end links came in this week, so
Go
maybe ripping
figure.
the rear end up and putting in that.
Go figure. We do this video trying to, help Morgan out, and it turns into Levi helps himself to a sway bar out of the back of the particular vehicle we got the hood off of. Yeah.
We can't miss that opportunity.
So
you can't.
Yeah,
No,
that's in there
it's
too.
Once in a lifetime.
It's like the gold miners. Like, men came from across the country just to make their fortune. It's kind of how I feel when I walk across the street. Is like, oh my gosh.
You're like,
my
this
car,
is exactly the same as the hard work they put in all those years ago.
Unbelievable. It's truly a once in a lifetime experience.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
But basically, when we're doing this, Morgan, I want you to ask lots of questions when we're going through the, training process, because, people are going to be learning along with you. So as somebody who's an enthusiast, but not necessarily a pro yet, you're going to be a pro.
Yep.
But, you're going to learn along the way. So it's going to be fun and show people.
I think our viewers will like that, because that's one of our most frequently asked questions.
People go, just starting out want to know what to do.
Give us your standard operating procedure. Can we come train with you? How do you do this? How does this work? Why is this different? And that's kind of not, we have a lot, and Details with Levi goes over a lot of that, and Wash Wednesday goes over a lot of simple basic stuff to kind of teach people.
But it's kind of
and
all
we
at
did
once.
some of it with your fixing up the Volvo.
Which we need to continue.
We still need to finish that. Winter and SEMA have gotten slowed us down a bit. But
a little in the way.
I think, people can gather a lot of information from those videos, but having a totally different viewpoint and having Morgan actually actively learning how to do this stuff is going to be huge for us to be able to teach, and not only for us but for the viewers.
Yeah.
Which I think is going to be amazing.
They can see where a lot of the thought process and a lot of the technique and stuff comes from, because they will be learning along with you, and that's okay. You don't have to know everything right off the bat, because there are definitely people who who feel like this weird thing where they go in and they watch a video and they go, who's this guy? Somebody just telling me all these things, and we're meant to assume that they're an expert. Yeah. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. Even if the stuff they're saying is mostly true, maybe they slip in something where you kind of scratch your head and go, what? Yeah, you get that from time to time. So we're going to take it from, soup to nuts, A to Z, the whole thing. So it'll really give people a chance to see that. And, of course, getting the hood was just kind of like a fun little primer video for starting that off. Mm-hmm. But we'll have to figure out what to call this series. I don't have a name for it yet. But, yeah, learning detailing with Morgan.
So Anthony, you didn't fall off your house, so that's good.
Yes,
oh, no,
still alive.
Before I continue to this, we also have a video that Dane, another, could be a timely video, maybe not a timely video. We did do a detail before SEMA, when I did a full-fledged paint correction. It was our SEMA
the Viper
show, car prep with the Viper.
Literally the day before we left for SEMA.
Yeah.
Literally the day before.
So it's
we did not have time for it.
It's a little bit past SEMA
Cannot
now.
tell you how pissed John and I were that you guys were doing that.
Maybe we can save it for next year before SEMA.
You're going to sit on that video for a year?
I don't know. Well,
I was going to have Tim start working on it after he finished the GT photo shoot.
Well, heck yeah.
Which, by the way, he did get the shop journal out. That's live.
That is
right
live.
now.
The new episode of the Shop Journal. You get to see Kenny and the guys at SEMA.
Yeah.
It's short and sweet, guys. It's like 8 minutes. So it's a good little quick taste. We're in the middle of car builds right now.
The Shop Journal.
The Shop Journal.
Yes, it's a French show.
Kenny is rock shop.
What?
All right, Anthony.
Like
what did you do?
Okay, so what did I do? I guess, Thanksgiving, going back to that. Thanksgiving morning, I decided to basically hang my Christmas lights. And it was one of those things I decided to do out of frustration, because basically Katie at home is like, hey, when are you putting the Christmas lights up? The neighbors are getting them up. I'm like, okay, I'll get them up when I get them up. And she said it'd be great if you can get them done this weekend. Me just being frustrated, I'm like, forget it, dude. I'm just going to get up there and just do it right now. And she's like, I don't think you're going to be able to do it by yourself. I'm like, woman, don't tell me what I can or can't do. I'm just kidding. I said, I'm going to try this the best I can, and if I need your help, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
So basically, I did all of the prep stuff. Like, I have a 2-story house in which it's a multi-level roof.
No, you have and it's not a traditional 2-story. Like, the peak of your roof is like my old house.
It's
like
sharp.
30 feet up.
Yeah, you're going to die, basically, if you get up there.
It's a little way steep. It's like a 3-1 or whatever.
Basically, I had to climb out the rear window of the second story to get to the peak of that roof, right, which is also extremely sketchy and dangerous. And so, putting a ladder on that surface was not safe or smart. Anyways, that's how you do it. Oh my God! So I basically grabbed all the lights and I spread everything out throughout the roof line, and I kind of had everything mocked up how I wanted it. And I said, all right, time to start in.
Yeah.
So I start clipping these things in, and about 20 clips later, I'm like, what happened to the rest of these clips here that I had, right? Couldn't find my clips, all right? I was clipless, and there were these certain style of clips that I like, and they're not cheap like the other ones that just kind of break and fall apart. But I had all these nice ones I put in a plastic bag somewhere. Couldn't find them to save my life. We had to be at Thanksgiving dinner, in an hour, right? So I got to this point where I'm like, okay, this could be good. I could probably start, finagling with some of these lighting and changing the structure of how this looks. And then Katie hops out the window and she says, what are you doing right here? I'm like, oh, I'm putting lights right here. I think it's going to look pretty good. And she's like, no, I don't think so. I think that's going to look bad because then you're going to have this spot over here that's missing lights, blah, 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 blah. And for some reason...
That's the part where I go, do you want to do this?
No, that pretty much set me off. And I'm not going to lie. I said, forget it. F the lights, and I just started grabbing the lights and chucking them off the roof. It's that point where guys get angry and they're already beyond their stress point.
You're only communicating in grunts at that
point.
point.
I'm just really frustrated because I already spent most of my morning setting this up, going up and down on ladders to prep all of this, only to not have my clips. I didn't have time to go buy new clips, but I couldn't leave a job hanging there half done because I wasn't going to be able to do it later. So I got pissed. Threw all the lights off the roof, right? Jumped down, wrapped everything back up, crudely threw it back in this box, put it up in the garage, and she comes back out and she's like, "What'd you do with the lights?" I'm like, "I got pissed and I threw them back in the garage." And she's like, "You did like 3 hours worth of work." I'm like, "Screw it, man. I'm paying somebody to come and do this. I know a guy that puts them up and takes them down for $90 total." And I'm like, done. I'm not putting 3 hours worth of time in this. Is what's my time worth.
So you got to go buy yourself some clips,
rate
though, right?
For that.
So you got to buy clips.
Yeah, I got to buy clips for the guys that come and do it. So I'll figure that out. But it was just one of those frustrating things. But anyways, Thanksgiving was good though. Went over to my went over to Katie's grandparents' house. My family came over and everybody got to hang out together, which was cool. Played Farkle for 4 hours. If you guys know what Farkle is.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you watched Fargo, but Farkle.
No, Farkle. It's like a dice game. It's super addicting. It's like a gambling game.
Yeah.
And the second that you do throw money in, or you throw in scratch off cards, it becomes like worse than Vegas.
Oh.
Because
gambling with the fam.
You're gambling with a family, and you ruin those. Yeah, you ruin those relationships.
Nice.
And it's a good time.
Nobody leaves happy.
So Saturday, then I actually spent Saturday doing some stuff around the house. I filmed some video stuff just for fun. And what else did I end up doing? I think that was pretty much it for Saturday. Then Sunday was also just a really busy day. I had a lot going on yesterday. I ended up washing the Civic because on Friday, Black Friday morning, I walked out to my
That was great.
I walked
love
outside into my front yard, and there had been like a small windstorm, on Thursday night.
Small.
And I walk outside.
It was strong wind.
And I'm like kind of tired. I'm not really awake yet. And I think I'm seeing something that I'm not really sure if I'm actually seeing what I'm seeing. And as I get closer, I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, what the F is that? And it is a tumbleweed the size of my Honda Civic.
It might be the biggest tumbleweed I've ever seen.
It was the biggest tumbleweed I've ever seen. It's got
there
to be
are
like a
pictures.
Record.
We'll make sure you share them with Tim so that he can include them.
It was like some freak situation where I walk up and I'm like, are you kidding me? And it was so big that it wedged itself just next to my car. And if you get to the front of my car, it's bigger than my car. Mm-hmm. But the worst part is that it was frozen onto my car.
Yeah.
You didn't mention that part.
It must have rained and got cold enough to freeze. So when I went to go pull this thing off, right?
You're breaking off.
It was like it was just snapping off on my paint. So I sat there and I looked at it. I'm like, screw this. I'm like, I'm going to take an opportunity to take some photos of this thing because this is just so ridiculous. Like, I wasn't even mad. I was just amazed.
You're like, wow, life, you really dealt me one this time.
This was even possible. So... Anyways, I finally got it off the whole car, and I'm like, I really want to take a scan grip to this right now, but I'm just terrified to do it, so I'm just going to drive to work. So Sunday is when I tackled that. Pulled it into my garage, pulled out the lights. I washed the car first, and then I looked, and I was like, holy crap, okay. It did some work. Yeah, that tumbleweed.
Well, the wind probably blew it, and it just sat on the side of the car.
Slid against it for a bit.
Yeah.
Because it was super windy. Like, the kid that was watching my house, Jared, who used to work for me, he was watching my house, and he was like, you had a bunch of, like, plastic totes outside. They're, like, all over your side patio. And then that chain that was holding your shed door shut, it's still there, but both doors are open. I'm like...
Whoops.
How did the wind blow?
Crazy wind.
My garbage cans were knocked over and everything. Yeah.
Well, so after looking at it, dude, my whole passenger side of the car. So keep in mind, my car's coated with Inspiration, and
you got Inspiration with Bead Maker on top of it.
Covered with Bead Maker, and I looked, and honestly, I would have expected it to be worse. It looked kind of like if somebody were to walk up with kind of an eraser, right? And make like an eraser burn onto the paint, right? That's kind of what it looked like. It's not like a full-on scratch, but it's like a good mar, like a thick marring on it to where it discolored when you see the light. So my thoughts are that it's just in the coating, but I was also thinking this would be a great time to show Morgan how you can polish out isolated defects on a coating and then recoat that area, right? Because they're not super deep. They're just deep enough to where they'll probably polish out.
Yeah.
So instead of me detailing her car this time, maybe I'll teach her to detail.
There you go.
And, and it all comes back full circle.
Nice.
But other than that, though, no, that was pretty much it. I think everybody was just exhausted after the Black Friday sales and everything.
It's nonstop.
And this sounds bad, but I'm exhausted watching other people being exhausted. like
you guys have no idea how hard the team
you.
Downstairs is working. So,
yeah.
those of you that are still putting in orders, or if you put in extra orders,
write a
the
nice
next couple
message
months,
to them. That would
let them
make
know
their,
that they were champions
yeah.
over Black Friday. Like,
Seriously,
especially going forward into the holiday season.
We've been answering so many emails and stuff just to help allay some of the onslaught of just everything that's happening, because those guys are working their butts off. So credit
also,
to them.
Really quick, so I know Levi acquired something. I also acquired something. I only bought one thing. One thing this whole weekend.
Well, now you're reminding me I got something.
I've only bought one, and don't judge me.
Oh,
but I bought a pair of real Yeezys.
No.
Yeah. So I've been rocking the fake ones for a while.
The fake one, you could have bought 3 Fajeezys with that.
The Fajeezys.
Well,
the
they're
Fajeezys.
called Feezies. And because I was sitting there, and then Morgan was looking at me, I was telling him, I'm thinking about ordering some fake ones. She's like, just buy the real ones, because then you'll have clout.
Because she's got
and I'm like,
real
clout on
Yeez.
what? I'm like, clout of what? She's just like, you should try it. Just try a pair of real ones, and then if you don't like them, then just send them back and go get your 3 pairs of fake ones.
You'll get your money back.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I did order a pair on Friday, and I was like, okay. And
did you get a deal on them, or did you pay?
No, you don't know. There's no such thing as a deal.
So why'd you buy them on
real
Black Friday
Yeezys.
then?
That's when they released them. There was a new color they released.
Oh,
and
To
they
make
bought
you
that.
think
color.
they were going to be a deal, but they
Yeah.
But did you buy the color?
It's the color. Yeah, it looks like it's the exact same color as our glove box towel. Here, hand me that thing.
Ew.
It's
You bought brown shoes?
They're like a grayish.
wrong with you?
It's like a sesame color.
It's
what
like
it
a
is.
I
platinum.
think it's called pewter. Taupe.
Yeah.
This is taupe.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the only thing I bought. I was thinking about buying more stuff. Honestly, actually,
Probably should have bought a pressure washer. Is what you
I'm
probably
looking
should
on
have bought.
Amazon right now, and forgive me, but there's some Sunjoe pressure
There's
washers
some sweet
on there.
Sunjoes on
They're
there.
looking
We've been
pretty
talking
good.
hot Sunjoe
We,
I
time.
can hear
you
Matt
know,
screaming from here.
I don't see.
No,
well,
Matt's working on his
well,
cheap.
Oh, that's
setup.
right.
I don't see Matt sponsoring us anytime soon with a Kranzla. So
I think a sale went just fine, too,
we
this weekend.
we need to make our own pressure washer solutions here at the Rag Company.
Well, for the All Day Anthony and the Master of Shine.
I don't know what
companies.
you're talking about. But
All
what
day
I'm
spray
what I'm
painting.
going to do is I'm just going to blue spray paint on the Sunjoe.
Yeah,
Then people
there's
are gonna
lots of
say,
dudes that do that.
Is that a Snow Joe? I'm going to say, no, it's a TRC Joe. It's a Rag Joe.
Rag Joe.
It's a Rag Joe. Joe.
The Rag Jumpany.
The Rag Joe.
Rag Jopany.
Anyways, that's all I got. I'm
Oh.
thinking about if I buy a pressure washer today, I'll let you guys know. But
Oh, man.
it's in the air.
Well-
Morgan.
I was going to say, I'll cut to Morgan. I was just going to point out I did something very adult
You
for
did
my
buy
Black
something.
Friday.
Oh, yeah, you
I
did.
did buy something.
Please
And you
tell.
all looked at me and you were like, oh, well, that
buy
was
some
really
life
mature.
insurance?
No,
that's
Dane
almost
bought,
too
Dane
mature.
bought something
Yeah.
he hasn't had for a long time.
Life insurance for
So-
himself?
No.
No, I bought a dishwasher.
Hey!
I got a
Nice.
great deal on a dishwasher
five.
at
Very
Home
nice.
Depot, my old place of work.
So
and
I bought
well-
3 dishwashers in my life. So congratulations on your first.
it's not something
only-
I would ever
you're
put at
only
the
10
top
years
of
younger.
any list
You're
of
only
shopping.
10 years younger than me, so
But-
just so you know, pretty proud of you.
But I had a working dishwasher at home. The problem was it worked in the sense that it functioned. It just wasn't effective at
Right.
all.
Dane, you
Yeah.
can't call
And-
Liz a dishwasher. You can't. Do it. Just
Put it this way. She is so happy. She's so happy.
Levi's dead.
You're so horrible.
I just killed Levi.
Oh, my God.
I'm
Liz,
just,
if you're listening, I'm sorry.
I'm just Liz. We love you. It's hilarious.
But basically, this is the difference between absolutely dreading doing dishes and, oh my God, I can actually put them in a thing and it works. So basically, we're getting
Yeah,
it
that's
delivered
nice.
next weekend. It's going to be installed, the whole thing. Just get it done. Super excited to actually, not have a regular, daily array of like, oh, here we go again. Because if you have to wash your dishes,
you are
before
physically washing your dishes before you wash them.
Yeah, I was manually washing dishes. She was manually washing it. It was basically we had the machine. It just
Liz was
didn't
washing
do anything.
dishes. Then is what you're saying.
Oh my god,
and it will be nice that she doesn't have to do that.
I'm not one of those
Very
guys.
considerate of you to think of her.
I am not the guy who just hands off everything. No,
That's
I feel like
woman.
he is.
oh my god, no.
Bring me a clean dish to eat my grapes off of in the Dane of Thrones.
Anyway,
So
Where's my
congratulations.
dire
Like I
hole?
said,
Okay.
congratulations on buying your first dishwasher.
it's a very mature
What
decision.
brand
It is.
right?
What
I
brand?
have,
Right?
like
What
I said, I've
Come
purchased
on,
3.
Wait,
so.
what brand did you go with again?
GE.
GE. Heck yeah.
Nice.
And it's got a third tray up on top, so it's not just the
Ooh.
normal 2 thing, but
Third
it's
tray
got,
is nice. That's
It's got
fancy.
dry boost. It's
Nice.
very, very
Are
nice.
the buttons
actually,
at the top or on the front?
I had the option of both. The way I have granite countertops and stuff.
Aren't you
and
fancy?
It's not the fanciest house in the world, but like the
house
stuff
has some-
inside is quite
It's got
nicely
some-
detailed.
it's got some
Well,
Actually,
he is a
upgrades
Hennen.
inside.
what's that mean?
I'm just saying, you got
It means
your
I'm
family
late to places.
Your dad, no, well, that's the key. But your father is very good at finding quality items to put in a house or purchase or build, or he does everything. Like he likes to do things like he is.
We like the unusual, like, I wouldn't
he's
expect to
also-
see that
but,
here
But,
kind of
but
touches.
your dad is the level of obsessed garage. Like he wants to find the nicest of the nice or the best of this type of version to put into an area. And it's pays once, does it right.
Yeah,
kinda
in the
deal.
words of and Jeff, he's like,
I want it nice.
I want it nice. I don't want to have to buy it again. Just get it
Yeah.
done right. Get it done right
Yeah.
the first time.
Yeah.
High quality the first time, so you don't have to keep
Yeah.
buying afterwards.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, in this case, I went that route. Buttons are on the front because of the way I have an overhang on my countertop. It's like, I want them on front. So, got that situated. Real nice. And what was funny was the one they had marked on sale. This is why you always ask. So, the one they had marked on sale in their Black Friday catalog, it was a slate-colored one, and all my appliances are stainless steel. For, some people, they're rolling their eyes going, ugh. But for other people, it's like, no, you want stuff to match.
Yeah.
So in that particular case, slate wasn't going to cut it, and it was kind of like, but this is the deal I'm looking for, and this is the kind of dishwasher I'm looking for. I went in there, sure enough, the slate one was actually on back order. They weren't going to have it for a while, and I thought, because the ad made it sound like the color, that particular one was the only option. I asked, well, is there a stainless steel version? The guy looks it up, and it was going for the same price as the slate one. I
Boom.
said, done. That's it. Let's make it happen.
Cool.
So, yeah. So that
Nice.
happened.
Nice.
I know.
Congrats.
I'm very, very proud of myself for not like going and buying like a Nintendo
Yay,
Switch or
good
something.
Work,
I mean,
Dane.
got a dishwasher.
Man
so.
stuff.
All right. I'm
House
sorry,
stuff.
Morgan. I stole
All
all
right.
your time.
Morgan, go for it.
That was great.
How was your weekend? How was your
Yes.
Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was good. I got to go home and see my parents and hang out for a bit, so that was fun. Nothing unusual there. Then Friday, obviously, I was here, and I heard that Anthony bought Yeezys, so
Yeah.
I had to buy Yeezys.
Well, you already had Yeezys.
I
If you guys want to
have,
join in our squad, it's not too late. I can send you
man.
some.
I had the
links.
white ones,
Links.
and I was like, I was denying it at first, and I was like, I don't even like the sesame ones. Like, they're not even. And then he got them, and I was like,
Well, I can't not have them.
yeah. So then I looked at him, and I was like,
Well, you can. You can just make. Then we can all make fun of him.
Yeah.
but I liked them, so I was like, okay. And then I was trying to be a nice sister and buy
Yeah.
them for my little brother because he loves them, and I knew that he had to work early, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy him the Yeezys
That's
and give them
nice.
to him for Christmas and just pretend that they sold
Yeah.
out or whatever.
Yeah.
So I bought them for him. The order went through and everything, and then I texted him and I was like, did you get Yeezys this morning? Expecting him to come back with no, like I was at work, I didn't have time to do it, and he goes, yeah, I got up at 7 to get them.
Dude,
And I'm like,
You're like the one time you
Oh.
wake up early.
I was like, okay.
I guess you just get more?
So,
Yeah.
so I guess one thing you guys don't know about this is after doing some research and figuring out what these people do to get these real shoes, because it's not like you can go to a store and buy them. It's
Just
not
so
like a
everyone knows,
thing.
Anthony is a fan of fake Yeezys.
I am. I absolutely am. But
He
what
advocates to buy the fake
you
ones.
absolutely should.
I thought he was
You
going to start teaching
absolutely
us
should.
about the dark web and the black market.
Yeah.
No, what I'm going
Those
to teach
two.
you about is just the fact that most people, you can't just buy these real versions of these shoes because they apparently only release a limited amount, right?
That's by design.
It's shoes, but correct. And so what the idea is, it's like hype. It's like weed maker hype, into where people are like, oh crap, they've released these things.
You're not a real hype beast if you buy a mass-produced thing.
So it's just one of those things that's like, so when you have to wake up early to buy them, you kind of have to. But apparently, like these particular ones have been like available all weekend, and you can buy them at any time. So now I'm kind of like, oh,
they're a slow seller.
Now I'm like, I didn't have to buy them on a Friday. I could have bought them pretty much any time this weekend, and I would have been fine. Cool. But anyway, though, but that was nice of you to do for your brother. Now you had to say,
you're just making her feel worse now.
But then I heard your folks came by too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did. They came by. I had already. I hope they don't see this. I get coffee before work every morning, right?
Okay.
But then they texted me and they were like, "Hey, do you want us to bring coffee by?" So I had to pretend like I didn't have any already that morning. So I was like, "Oh yeah, that would be great."
That's classified as a white lie.
Yeah.
So got my coffee. They brought me coffee. And
what are your parents' names again?
Matt and Kelly.
Matt and Kelly.
So nice.
We got to all meet Matt and Kelly.
Yep.
They're great.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly's she's just a.
She told Anthony that he was adorable. She was obviously lying, but
she's just great, man. She's great. She's just.
It's because she doesn't have to deal with him every day, right?
And I was like, Kelly, I like you. You know, you're great. Oh. I'll bring her coffee next time.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, no.
Over there.
So yeah, but I gotta give them a quick tour around everything. My dad was trying to get lost in the warehouse because he
likes warehouse stuff.
I was like, turn around. Where did he go?
He's like, yeah, you're the official tour. I want to go on the unsanctioned tour.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna walk off and
he all comes back with some empty bottles. Look what I found.
It's like, this looks like it's 15 years old. Well, that's longer than we've had the company.
I'm like, okay.
Mothballs.
What is this?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was fun. It was exciting for them, and then they walked around the little mini shop down there and were touching everything, and they were like, these are soft.
They
and
picked
I was
up
like,
some towels. They picked up a couple things, right?
My dad got a beanie. So.
Nice.
Rocking a beanie. I like it.
Yep.
So, but they stopped in, and then what did you do on Saturday and Sunday?
Saturday and Sunday, I just kind of relaxed after, the week of craziness. And then Sunday, me and Basic Brando reorganized the garage because there was stuff everywhere, and there's you got to
engage it for winter mode.
Yep.
Well, they're going to turn it into an Obsessed Garage style. It's going to be called the Basic McMurry Garage Solution 2.0.
Yeah, great.
I was gonna think Hype Studios, but
Hype
that
Studios.
too.
Hype Studios.
Kind of a mix, I guess.
You guys should get like a green screen back in there, and then that way you could take
One wall's just
pictures.
green.
And like your car's like in Hawaii. Like, how'd you get your
that's
car?
a great
in Hawaii?
idea. Oh my
you could
God.
do like
amazing.
fake rollers. You could just have like the
That
like
would
cityscape moving behind you, but it's really
Cars
just,
just parked there, and it's just like the
honestly, you don't need a green screen if it's a photo, but
like an old school movie.
yeah.
Gosh, that's literally, it's a possibility. I'm trying to think, like, the best way to do that is if you had, like, a third bay and a third car garage, and you did a complete green screen on the third bay.
Yeah, you could. That'd be pretty
And then
cool.
that way you could truly do rollers.
That's what this corner is all about. That's what it's there for. That's all it gets used for.
Yeah.
Dane, get started
like it.
on your third car
Dane's
garage.
thinking about it right now. Dane's like, I could see that being a thing.
Just build your back extension with the addition.
I don't know if the city would allow me to expand it at all.
Yeah, they would. It's your property. And you live in Meridian. It's basically rural country.
It's basically...
You're basically in a third world country.
You're basically living so close to Nampon that you're in Nampon.
No, he lives closer to Boise than you do. You live farther than away.
He lives on the other side of the freeway, so he's basically in no man's land.
Well, what can we call CUNA? What can we call it? I'm closer.
You're pretty close.
I'm like
to
right in the
CUNA.
middle.
Well, there's Meridian, and then there's big dead space, and then CUNA's like...
You got to go over the bluff to get to CUNA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
got to get near the cave. Got to get to that cave land.
Have you guys ever actually been to the CUNA cave?
No, I've seen pictures, and it is horrifying.
I have gone to the CUNA caves. And it's about as good of a time as you would imagine. I think probably back in the early 2000s, that place was popping.
Oh, prior to that, I remember in the 90s hearing stories of people getting stabbed. the caves.
Well, I mean,
Back when CUNA was still very small.
So the best way to describe this is
only the kind of parties I'm
high
looking
school
for.
parties.
in a field in the country, right? You have to actually take several
They're
back
giant
roads.
holes.
There is literally just a hole in the ground, and they've built it to where it looks kind of like a well, where they built some stone up around it, and then there's just a staircase that goes not spiraling. It's actually just one single tubular staircase that goes down.
Yeah.
And you
Sounds
park.
sketchy.
You
Yep.
park. Well, you park out in the middle of nowhere, and you have no idea because when you park out there. You look around. There's nothing, right? You have to take a dirt road
You're
to
like,
get there.
are we here? I don't know.
And so once you start climbing down, you're pretty far down. You can't hear anything. It's pretty dark except for the light you have from up top. But it goes back pretty far, and you can, if you're small and you can fit in tight cracks and crevices, you can get back in there even further. But it's just, how do I explain it? Because you don't know what's going on up top. It's even scarier down below because you're like, what if somebody pulled up?
Well, then you get down there and there's old used mattresses.
Oh.
They pulled those out.
Oh, good.
There's no more mattresses.
Oh, so those must have been new then.
Yeah, because I was there last
Oh,
year,
no.
and I went with a couple of motorcycle buddies, and we just
You went spelunking.
and we went spelunking, and we
That's
went
what it means
down
when you
there,
go into a
Yeah.
cave.
and we brought our GoPros and stuff. But again, it was so.
For those of you that are wondering,
dark.
the mascot for CUNA High School is the caveman.
Is it really?
I thought you were going to
caveman.
say it's literally a cave, and I'm like, wow,
No,
as far
it's
as
a CUNA
mascots
cave.
go,
It's
that's
literally
kinda,
they're called the CUNA cavemen.
that's
Well,
right.
but people used to have fires in the CUNA
Yeah.
cave. They used to have, like bonfires, bonfires. I know they had some crazy.
I was going to say
parties
they all
down
there.
died of asphyxiation because the smoke just stayed.
No, it's a big enough hole. The smoke
There's a
goes
big
out.
enough hole, but
Oh.
it's just one of those places to where I just don't like being anywhere where I can't see who else is coming from top. Because what if
That is
what if
concerning.
somebody just came down and just
Oh, yeah.
popped you and then
Yeah.
took off?
Yeah, I'm sure it probably
All
happened
I'm saying
many
is if
times.
somebody, their great,
Stabbings
their
at the
their
CUNA
big
cave.
date idea is a trip to the CUNA caves, maybe you have second thoughts about that.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
maybe don't go.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, wrapping up, I did get a chance to visit a detail shop on Saturday.
Oh, right.
So Saturday morning, I hooked up with a gentleman that we saw at SEMA,
Yes.
Patty Mooney,
Patty.
and his team, Veteran Detail. Checked out his shop, nice little shop in American Fork. He had 3 bays. He said he has about 4 or 5 employees that work for him. He employs veterans. He is a UK transplant.
As I say, he has a great accent.
He had a great accent. He's a UK transplant. So he spent a number of years in the military in England for Her Majesty.
Very
and when he retired, him and his wife emigrated to the U.S. And created a detail shop. And he's been doing that for, gosh, I want to say he's been working on it about 15 years.
Nice.
Or so, and
I saw his mini
10.
clubman or whatever
Yeah.
out front. That's cool.
So, but shop is awesome. I delivered him a little sample pack of towels to play with because he wanted to try out some of our towels. And then at the last minute, he had messaged Anthony and was like, "Can you guys bring me a bead maker?" So I brought him a gallon of bead maker down. He handed me some money
Oh,
and
man.
bought my lunch on the way or my dinner on the way back. He said, "Here, get the kids some food." So,
Oh.
Patty, thank you. He was a scholar and a gentleman and has a really unique story. So I really want to try and get him on the podcast because
Detox cast, yeah.
because there's not a lot of guys or folks that have these stories where he had this is almost retirement for him, but this is a start of a new career, but then a new career in a new country. And the stuff that when he was I sat and talked to him for like an hour and a half at his shop. And we just sat in his office and talked. And I was like, I need to be recording this. Like, what am I doing? Like, this is amazing. Just listening to him talk and tell a story. And we found we had similar, his shop is set up very similar to mine, or to mine was. And the crew and the hours he operates and all that kind of stuff was very, very similar. So
We got to do a Utah trip anyway.
we're going to do a
so-
Utah trip this year. We got to get it on the books still. But
Working a California one, too.
But Patty and his team was amazing. So it was a lot of fun to hook up with him and meet him. And we've got a lot of great Utah detailers that are down there that we've become friends with. And so I'm just adding him to the roster of
Heck
great
yeah.
Utah
Very
friends.
nice.
So it was really good. So Patty, thank you. He does listen to the podcast and watch the channel.
So if
thank
you're in
you
the
for-
area,
for letting us know. And the door's always open here in Boise. So, again, thank you for the hospitality. It was amazing. So,
And if you're listening and you're in his area, go check
and
him
if
out.
you're listening and you're in the Utah County area, check him out because it's Veteran Detail. You guys can go on Levi Gates on Facebook on my public page. You can see a picture of him. You can also check it out on the Rag Company Levi on Instagram.
Yep.
There's me and him hanging out. So
Yeah.
good
Cool
stuff.
shop.
But
All right, guys. Well, I think that kind of rounds it out, right? I mean, you didn't
Pretty
have
good.
anything in the windstorm blowover, did you? No?
No.
Okay, you're all right. Because you still park outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She
no
doesn't like to
giant
talk about
tumbleweeds.
that. When
No.
you say she
yeah.
park outside, she's like, don't bring that up. Right
yeah, what's up? Why are you parking
yeah.
outside?
Yeah, what?
What's up with that?
Pressure.
You know,
Pressure.
I should tell Brando he can park his own stuff outside.
it's his house.
Doesn't matter.
Anyway.
you have more power than you think
Yeah,
you have,
yeah.
Morgan.
Yeah.
Right.
See, my wife parks in the garage,
Mm-hmm.
even though it's my house and I pay for it.
All right, I will.
This
I will
is going to be a
That's-
conversation.
that's how it works,
Commenters,
right?
you know, if
Gentlemen,
you're watching right now, weigh in.
A true gentleman will allow his wife or significant other to park her car in the garage so that she's not having to warm it up in the morning.
All
Am I right?
I like
but
it.
That is
let's
called chivalry,
yes.
and it is alive and well in this
Well,
country.
let's leave it to the ladies and gentlemen who are listening to weigh in. Let's hear what
There
they
you go.
have to
Yeah.
say.
There
So
we go.
if you're watching, leave a comment on the YouTube video. And if you're listening, go over to YouTube, but the Rag Company Podcast YouTube channel and leave a comment anyway.
That's right.
So that's nice. All right. Well, that kind of wraps it up then for us this week.
For show 69.
Yeah. But,
I
you
was
know,
waiting
it's been
this
good.
I was wanting to do so many things, and Dane just said, let it go. He's like, it's 69, nice, don't need to say anything.
Just
Don't
blow
make
right
it
past
a bigger
it.
deal than what it is. And I think it's something to be proud of. I mean, we did 68 other episodes.
we literally only did
Before-
68 other episodes just so we could
Before
get
I
to
got
this
to
one and go,
69.
all
Yeah.
right.
and
That's
that was it. We're going to end this spot.
It's all downhill from here.
No,
So, I mean-
we've completed what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
We're
so
immature enough to where we made it to 69 and we've
there,
completed.
there won't be any more
mission.
episodes after
No,
this.
well,
Yeah.
we still got to get to like 100,
Oh.
Oh,
at
all
least.
right.
maybe
All right.
300.
I guess other podcasts don't stop there, so why should we?
Exactly.
Okay.
Keep it going.
All right.
Keep this
All
train
right.
running.
Well, on that note, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't left a comment or subscribed already to the podcast, the Rag Company Podcast YouTube channel.
Do it.
We really appreciate that.
it.
And I have noticed the numbers growing there.
Alexa, please subscribe to the Rag Company podcast.
Oh, you
TRC
think somebody's
main
system's
show?
going to... okay. Anyway.
Siri, please subscribe to the Rag Company main show, iTunes.
Very nice.
Does it work like that?
Siri, please subscribe. I'm trying. I don't know. Maybe they're playing it on their.
I think
on
you
their-
address it, hey, Siri.
Hey Siri, please subscribe to the Rag Company podcast main show.
There's going to
know.
be so many upset iPhone
The
users
goal is
right
that
now.
let's just say there's a family and they're
Uh-huh.
all iPhone users and the kids are all on their phones and their dads maybe or their moms listening to the podcast and all of a sudden all their phones subscribe to the.
It's going to be like one of those horror movies when the world's ending and the emergency alert comes up on everybody's phone at once.
Or maybe they're at home and they're listening on their Alexa device. Hey Alexa.
Well, enough.
Any rate, he's gone down that tangent far enough. Any rate, guys, thank you so much for listening. And I want to say, really appreciate everybody recently who's been leaving ratings and reviews on iTunes. That's awesome. It helps us get in front of more people that way. That's
Exactly.
literally, that's like the one way we have to expand our audience is by people going in there, actually saying what they think about the show, and then more people will see it as
Yeah.
a result.
Yeah.
So thank you for doing that. All you got to search is the Rag Company Podcast. Shows right up.
Yep.
So, till next time, this is us saying adios.
See ya.
See ya.